Yes, students. So, welcome to my channel. Today, I am going to explain about the topic is maxima and minima of the functions. Okay. Yes. Before going to that, I am going to define that monotonic functions. Yes. What are monotonic functions? Okay. Let us see. A function f from a to b to r, f from closed interval a to b to r is said to be monotonically increasing function. Yes, a function f is defined from a to b to real number set, which is said to be a increasing function, monotonically increasing function. What is the condition? If x1 less than x2, that implies f of x1 is less than or equals to f of x2. So, for all x1, x2 belongs to the given domain. Okay, right. So, x1 less than x2, that implies f of x1 is less than or equals to f of x2. I can say the function is the monotonically increasing function. Yes, what about the strictly increasing function? Increasing function, just I have given that upward arrow mark, increasing function. When it is said to be strictly increasing function, so if x1 less than x2, that implies f of x1 is less than f of x2. So, for all x1, x2 belongs to the given domain. So, please observe that the difference between these two. Here x1 less than x2, f of x1 is also less than f of x2. Then I can say the function is a strictly increasing function. Yes, when coming to the decreasing function, what is that? The function is said to be monotonically decreasing function. Okay. Yes, if x1, x2 are any two numbers from the domain, if x1 is less than x2, then I can say f of x1 is greater than or equals to f of x2, right. If x1 is less than x2, then f of x1 is greater than or equals to f of x2, then I can say the function is monotonically decreasing function. When you can say this function is the strictly decreasing function, downwards means nothing but decreasing function. So, the condition is if x1 less than x2, that implies f of x1 is greater than f of x2, then I can say the function is the strictly decreasing function. It is less than f of x1 is less than x2, but here is the f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Okay. So, that is what this about the monotonic functions. Suppose when the function is said to be monotonic function, the function is either increasing function or decreasing function, whatever it is, either increasing function or decreasing function, then the function is said to be monotonic function. Yeah, students, now I can define the increasing function and decreasing function like this. Come on, let us see. So, f be any differentiable function, okay, f be any differentiable function at the deleted neighborhood of a, okay, f is any differentiable function at the deleted neighborhood of a, then I can define like this: f dash of a equals to 0 and f dash of x is greater than 0, right or not? F dash of a equals to 0 and f dash of x is greater than 0. So, at the deleted neighborhood of a, then I can say f is an increasing function. F is an increasing function. Okay. So, coming to the second one, if f dash of a equals to 0 and f dash of x is less than 0, f dash of x is less than 0. Okay. So, in that interval, then I can say f is said to be an decreasing function. Okay. Like this, you can define that increasing function and decreasing function with respect to in terms of derivatives. Yes. So, here I am going to define that very important definitions. So, that is about stationary point. Okay, stationary point. Yes, what is the stationary point? Yes, let f be any differentiable function, f be any differentiable function at the neighborhood of a, okay, then when the point is said to be stationary points, its derivative becomes 0 at that particular point. F dash of a equals to 0. F dash of x is equals to 0 at that particular point A. Right? That I can write as f dash of a equals to 0. Then I can say the point x is equals to a is called stationary point of that function. Okay, right? So let us take one problem. Suppose if they will ask like this, f of x is equals to x cube minus 6x square plus 12x minus 8. What are the stationary point of that function? Yes, so come on, please take this one. F dash of x equals to 3x square minus 18x plus 12 is equals to 0. 3x square minus 12x, right? 12x plus 12 equals to 0. So by taking 3 common, it is x square minus 4x plus 4 equals to 0. Yes. So it is x is equals to 2. At x is equals to 2, this becomes 0. Then I can say the point x is equals to 2 is called the stationary point of this function, where the derivative becomes 0. That is called our stationary point. Very simple thing. Okay. Yes, students, make a note. Yes, and one more definition is critical points. What is that? Critical points. Okay. Yes. So similarly, f is any differentiable function. Okay, f is any differentiable function on the neighborhood of a. Yes, when we can get that the critical points is f dash of a is equals to 0 or f dash of a does not exist, either of the condition, right? F dash of a equals to 0 or f dash of a you cannot define, does not exist at that one particular point. Here I have taken that a, then the point a is called critical point. Okay, so please find out the difference between the stationary point and the critical point. F dash of a is equals to 0 or f dash of a does not exist. This point is called critical point. Okay, students, come on. Yes, students, one more very important concept, first order derivative test. So what is the use of the first order derivative test? Let us say f be a differential function at the neighborhood of a and f dash of a equals to 0. A is the stationary point where the derivative becomes 0. Now we are going to find out that at that particular point a, so f has a maximum value or minimum value. We are going to define that one. Okay, yes, let us see how it is. So here I am going to define like this. So f is any differential function at the neighborhood of a. So and its derivative at that particular point is equals to 0. Then f has relative maximum at x is equals to a. F has the maximum value at x is equals to a. When we can say this one is, so it is f dash of x is greater than 0 when x belongs to a minus delta to a. So where delta is very small number in that particular interval, and f dash of x is less than 0 when x belongs to a plus delta. Okay, yes, and when it has the minimum value, f has the relative minimum value yet x is equals to a. Exactly these two cases will get the flip. So that is f dash of x is less than 0 when x belongs to a minus delta to a. Yes, f dash of x is greater than 0 when x belongs to a plus delta. Yes, let us see. Clearly I will explain by taking that graph. Yes, come on. So for the first one I am going to take the graph. Right. So here let us see. This is at x is equals to a. At x is equals to a, this is your f of a, corresponding your f of a. So at this one we are going to draw the tangent. Right. So the tangent is parallel to x-axis. The tangent parallel to x-axis. Then what do you say? F dash of a is equals to 0. Am I right or not? At that particular point A, I am going to draw the tangent. The slope of the tangent is 0. That's why simply I can say f dash of A is equals to 0. And let us take a small value delta. So here is this is A minus delta and this is A plus delta. Okay, or else let us take here it is the A plus delta. So here is the A minus delta. Okay, yes. Now come on, f dash of x is greater than 0. The slope of the tangent is greater than 0 when x belongs to A minus delta to A. Okay, so in this interval, please you can take the tangent. In this interval, you can take the tangent, right? So the tangent makes, can you say that? The tangent makes angle is acute angle, which is less than 90. Am I right or not? So the tangent makes acute angle. So in this interval, in which interval? So x belongs to A minus delta to A. The slope of the tangent is positive. F dash of x is positive. Am I right or not? And coming to this case, when x belongs to A plus delta, if you are going to draw the tangent, so it can make greater than 90. Am I right or not? The slope of the tangent when x belongs to in this interval A plus delta. Okay, f dash of x is less than 0. Okay, so here the inclination is greater than 90. Then tan theta is negative. Okay, so if these conditions are satisfying, then what do you say? The function has maximum value. The function has a maximum value at x is equals to A. I think it is very clear from the graph, students. Come on, make a note. I will explain this also by taking the graph. Okay, come on. Yeah. So now there is one more test is there, which is a second order derivative test. Second order derivative test to find out the maximum value and minimum value of the functions. Let us see what it is. F is any differentiable function, okay, at the neighborhood of A, and f double dash of A, it's a second order derivative test will exist. If the second order derivatives will exist, then I am going to find out this one to get the maximum value and minimum value. If f dash of A equals to 0, I mean A is the stationary point. At that point the derivative becomes 0, and f double dash of A less than 0. Yes, come on please. F double dash of A less than 0, then I can say f has maximum value. F has maximum value at x is equals to A, and the maximum value is f of A. Yes, come on, what is that? F dash of A equals to 0. I mean at that particular point its derivative becomes 0, I mean which is a stationary point, and its double derivative is less than 0. Then I can say f has the maximum value at that particular point, whose maximum value is f of A. And suppose if f dash of A equals to 0, stationary point, and f double dash of A is greater than 0, double dash is greater than 0, then I can say f has minimum value. Okay, minimum value at x is equals to A. So in that case the minimum value is f of A. Right or not? Third case is there. Suppose third case is its derivative is becomes 0, and f double dash of A is not less than 0, not greater than 0. That means equals to 0. F double dash of also equals to 0. In that case, we cannot define yet the particular point A which has the maximum value or minimum value. Am I right? That is about the third case. What is the third case? Suppose if f double dash of A is equals to 0, then in that case f has no maximum and no minimum at that particular point A. Come on students, very important thing, and just I am explaining the concept. I am not taking that any problem. Okay, so in the next video I will take that completely the problems from the previous mains questions and advanced questions in the next video. Okay, now in this video totally I am going to explain the only concept only. Okay students, come on. Yes, so here is one more concept, point of inflection. What is the point of inflection? Let us see. So f is any continuous function. Yes, f is any continuous function. So when the point x is equals to x naught is said to be the point of inflection, so it has to satisfy the conditions where f dash of x naught equals to 0. I mean f dash of x naught exists, not 0. F dash of x naught exists. Okay, and f double dash of x naught, please, f double dash of x naught is equals to 0, or f double dash of x naught does not exist, right? Then I can say the point x is equals to x naught is called the point of inflection. At that case what will happen? At that particular point x is equals to x naught, right? X is equals to x naught, the graph f of x changes that sign. I mean changes its concavity. Changes its concavity. At that particular point its direction will be changes. Okay, concave upwards or concave downwards. At that particular point, that point is called point of inflection. Okay, so let us say I will explain that one example. Okay, so here is the point A and the point B. Okay, here f double dash of x naught. Okay, f double dash of x naught is less than 0. Less than 0. Then I can say the graph is concavity is upwards. F double dash of x naught is less than 0. Concavity is upwards. Suppose A and B. Okay, next. So f double dash of x naught is greater than 0. F double dash of x naught is greater than 0. Okay, then I can get that concavity is downwards. Okay, yes. So let us discuss that some examples about the point of inflections by taking some problems. Okay, come on students, make a note. Yes, so let us see some problems. So finding that the point of inflections for the curve f of x is equals to x cube. Okay, yes, f dash of x is equals to 3x square. F double dash of x is equals to 6x. F double dash of x is equals to 0. I mean at x is equals to 0. F double dash of x is equals to 0. Am I right or not? Okay, then what is the point of inflection? Okay, yes, by observing the graph f of x is equals to x cube. Right or not? F of x is equals to x cube. At that particular point 0, yes, please observe this one. At that particular point 0, f double dash is 0. Okay, and at that particular point f dash of x at x is equals to 0 is 0 already. Okay, and above the 0 and below the 0, just please observe this one. It changes the sign. I mean it is the concave downwards, concave upwards. Then what you say, the point 0 is the point of inflection. Okay, that. Yes, coming to this second one, f of x is equals to sin x. F dash of x is cos x, and f double dash of x is minus sin x is equal to 0. F double dash of x is equal to 0. So when the sine function becomes 0, at x is equals to n pi. At x is equals to n pi. Yes, come on. Let us now at x is equals to 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. All those are called the point of inflections. Let us see how it is. So by taking the graph, sin x graph. 0, it is pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Okay, yes, the graph will be like this. This is the graph of sine function. Okay, next. So yes, at x is equals to 1 pi, 0 pi, I mean 0, at x is equals to 0, right? What do you say? The graph is, come on, at x is equals to 0. F double dash of x is it positive or not? So f double dash of x at this point is positive. Okay, so at x is equals to 1 pi, at x is equals to 1 pi, at x is equals to 1 pi, it gets like this. Okay, so at x is equals to n pi, at x is equals to n pi, the graph changes the sign, concavity upwards and concavity downwards and concavity upwards. Then what do you say? The points n pi, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. All those are all the point of inflections for that curve y is equals to sin x. Okay, students, come on. Let us see for the third curve. Yes, what is that? F of x is equals to x cube. Okay, f dash of x. What is f dash of x? It is 1 by 3 into x power minus 2 by 3. It is 1 by 3 into x power 2 by 3. Am I right or not? So now f dash of x, first of all, f dash of x does not exist, right or not? At x is equals to 0, f dash of x does not exist. So by observing the graph for f of x is equals to x power 1 by 3, x power 1 by 3, I think you will get the graph is like this. This is the graph of y is equals to x power 1 by 3. Okay, yes, but at that particular point 0, at that particular point 0, its concavity changes. Am I right or not? Its concavity changes upwards and downwards. Then the point 0, which is called point of inflection. Okay, so that is the students concept about the point of inflection. Yes, students, make a note. Yes, students, the very important concept, nature of the roots of a cubic polynomial. Okay, yes, nature of the roots of a cubic polynomial. Come on, let us take a cubic polynomial. F of x equals to x cube plus ax square plus bx plus c. Yes, let us take it as a polynomial. Now we are going to find the nature of the roots. What about the three roots? How the roots are? I am going to discussing that one. Okay, first of all, find out that f dash of x, which is 3x square plus 2ax plus b is equals to 0. Okay, which is a second degree equation. Yes, so find out the delta value for this. Delta equals to b square, which is 4a square minus 12b. This is 4 of a square minus 3b. Yes, so based on delta, I am going to get the different conditions. Based on different conditions, I am going to define that what is the nature of the roots of that cubic polynomial. Okay, yes, come on. So the case 1. So what is the case 1? So suppose if delta is less than 0, if that delta, which is so 4 of a square minus 3b is less than 0. Yes, what is delta 0? Coming to the quadratic equations concept. So if it is delta is less than 0, what is delta actually? This is the quadratic equation, I mean f dash of x value. Okay, yes. Now for this particularly, when delta is less than 0, already the x square quotient is 3 for f dash of x. Now I can get the graph is, it may be like this, right or not? Yes, for all the values of x, the graph is positive. Why? Because here delta is clearly less than 0. Am I right? So then you can say f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Am I right or not? Yes, coming to that increasing function and decreasing function definition. So f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Then what do you say? Clearly f is an increasing function. What do you say? F is an increasing function for all x belongs to R. Okay, this is about f of x. Okay, then the graph f of x will get like this. Okay, yes, will get like this. Suppose, so when c is greater than, when c is y equals to f of x, I mean this function. So when c is less than 0, I'll get that like this. When c is greater than 0, when c is greater than 0, I can get the graph is like this. This is about the graph of f of x. Okay, that means where it intersects. In the two cases where it intersects, let us take this will be alpha. Okay, yes, this will be alpha 1, this will be alpha 2. Yes, in any case, the graph of the function f of x, I mean its third degree equation cubic polynomial, intersects at only one point. Yet only one point. Then what do you say? In that case, I can say the cubic polynomial has only one root. In this case or in this case. Okay, next. That is about the nature of the cubic polynomial. In the case 1, what is that? For f dash of x, it's a second degree equation, delta value less than 0. That means f dash of x is greater than 0. According to the definition of increasing function, f is an increasing function like this. Okay. Yes, come on students, make a note. Yeah, coming to the second case, case 2. So the delta value, it is 4 of a square minus 3b is greater than 0. That delta value greater than 0, that means that f dash of x, which is your second degree equation 3x square plus 2ax plus b equals to 0, has two distinct roots. Am I right or not? Has two distinct roots. Let us take it is alpha and beta. Like they are alpha and beta. Now f dash of x can be written as 3 of, leading quotient is 3 of x minus alpha into x minus beta. Am I right or not? Yeah. And when this function is greater than 0, can I say this one? When this function is greater than 0, that means 3 of x minus alpha into x minus beta is greater than 0. That is x minus alpha into x minus beta greater than 0. That means when x does not belongs to alpha and beta, that means x value less than alpha and x value greater than beta, then this is greater than 0. That means f dash of x is greater than 0. What is the meaning of f dash of x is greater than 0? F, the function f is increasing function in this interval. Okay, what is that interval is? X less than alpha and x greater than beta. Okay, and when the function is decreasing, that means f dash of x is less than 0. That means x minus alpha into x minus beta is less than 0. Then x belongs to alpha and beta. Okay, that means when the function is a decreasing function, that means where the derivative is less than 0 in this interval. Yes, coming to this case, so these are all the possibilities when delta greater than 0 of f dash of x is equals to 0. In that case, so alpha, beta are the stationary points. Am I right or not? So let us see the following cases. So in the first case, yes, it is alpha and it is beta. Yet alpha is the maximum value or yet beta is the minimum value. So what can you say in that case? F of alpha into f of beta. F of alpha is positive, f of beta is negative. F of alpha into f of beta is less than 0. Am I right? If it satisfies this condition, what about the nature of roots? So at how many places it is intersecting? Right or not? At 3 points. So what is the nature of the cubic polynomial which has 3 real distinct roots? Okay. So please observe this one. What are alpha and beta? Are the stationary points at one point maximum, at one point minimum, which are the roots of the second degree equation. Just now we discussed that. Okay, coming to this one. So this is alpha and beta. At alpha, which is the maximum value, at beta, which is the minimum value. Okay, in that case, f of alpha is positive, f of beta also positive. So what is about this one? F of alpha into f of beta is greater than 0. Right or not? In that case, what is the nature of the graph? Please observe this one. It intersects at only one point. So the root of the cubic polynomial, it has only one root. It has only one root. Okay. Yes. Coming to this case, of course, this is also same thing. So it is alpha and it is beta. F of alpha negative, f of beta is negative. F of alpha into f of beta is positive. It intersects at only one point. Okay. Yes. Both the cases same. Yes. Coming to this case, come on. So this is alpha value and this is beta value. Am I right or not? Okay. Yes. Come on. In that case, what can I write the condition? F of alpha into f of beta is equals to 0. F of alpha positive, f of beta is equals to 0. Am I right or not? Then what is f of alpha and f of beta is equals to 0. In that case, what is that? The nature of the cubic polynomial, it intersects at 2 points, not 2 points, 3 points. It gives that 3 points. Of those 3 points, 2 points are coincide. 3 points out of 3 points, so which contains 3 real points, 3 real and distinct points. Of those, 2 points are same. Here the 2 points are same, which are coincident this one. Okay, of course, coming to this one, so here also this is alpha and it is beta value. Okay, f of beta is negative and f of alpha is 0. So f of alpha into f of beta is equals to 0. Am I right or not? In that case, it has the curve intersects at 3 points. Of those 3 points, 1 point is here and the remaining 2 points are coincident here. Okay, next. So that is about the nature of the cubic polynomial where the delta, discriminant of the second degree equation, f dash of x is greater than 0, we can get these type of cases. Come on, very important thing, come on, please make a note, students. Yes, students, coming to the third case, the delta value, if delta equals to 0, for the second degree equation, delta is equals to 0, so then we can get the roots are equal. So in that case, the second degree equation f dash of x can be written as 3 into x minus alpha into second root also alpha. Okay, so which is 3 into x minus alpha whole square. Right? This is f dash of x. Yes, from this f dash of x, I am going to find this. What is f of x? From the f dash of x, how to get f of x? By integrating this one. So this is x minus alpha whole cube plus some constant. Okay, so that is about our f of x. It should be like this. So in that case, we will get that. Suppose if the constant k equals to 0, if the constant k is equals to 0, then that f of x can be written as, so it is x minus alpha whole cube. That means all the 3 roots are alpha, alpha and alpha. Okay, so you get that the roots are like this. 3 roots are equal. Suppose if k is not equals to 0, k is not equals to 0, then in that case, what is that? X minus alpha whole cube plus some constant which is non-negative, non-zero. In that case, at least one of the root is, for the f of x, at least one of the root is real number. Okay, yes, in that case, so f of x has at least one of the root is real. Okay, yes, come on, students. So that is about the nature of a cubic polynomial. Yes, come on, let us discuss one problem. Yes, let us see one problem. Find the value of small a if this cubic polynomial has 3 real roots. Come on, 3 real roots. Okay, so just now we discussed that what is the case when the 3 real roots are given. A graph will cuts at 3 distinct points. Like this. Okay, so here in that case, so please find out that the stationary points. So let us take alpha and beta. What about alpha and beta? Are the roots of the second degree equation. Come on, first of all, please take this. F dash of x equals to, which is 3x square minus 3 is equals to 0. X square is equals to 1. X is equals to plus or minus 1. So, okay, yes, from the graph, I think we will get the graph, it will be like this. Okay, so plus or minus. So, this is y axis. Okay, here it is minus 1, here it is plus 1. Let us suppose. Okay, then what you say? F of alpha into f of beta. So, if the graph, the curve has 3 real roots, that means at the stationary points, what is the condition? F of alpha into f of beta should be less than 0. One is positive, one is negative. Am I right? That means f of 1 into f of minus 1 should be less than 0. Yes, come on, what is f of 1? 1 minus 3 minus 2 plus a, which is a minus 2 into, okay, f of minus 1, it is minus 1 plus 3. Yes, sir. F of minus 1 plus 3, it is 2. A plus 2 is less than 0. Right? So, yes, what is this value? A minus 2 into a plus 2 is less than 0. That means a value lies between minus 2 to plus 2. So, that will be the solution for the FIA. Okay, students, come on, note on this one. So, I think the students, you like this video. So if you like this video, come on, please share to your friends and please subscribe my channel to get all my videos of all the topics. Okay, so this is about that the maxima minima of that functions, and in the next video I am going to explain that based on this topic completely the problems and the previous mains and advanced questions. Okay, please don't miss that one, and please subscribe this channel and share to your friends. Thank you for watching.